Greetings, my fellow mortals. Welcome to the first episode of this new series where I review metal albums, which started off on Instagram where I post a photo and I type my review and whatnot, but is now evolved into a series on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube where I review all metal albums. This will extend to not just black metal, but death metal, thrash metal, like any album I listened to this year that I really like, I'll be reviewing it. To start off this series, we have the new Panzerwar album right here, Pale Whispers of a Writhing Moon. Panzerwar is a one-man black metal project based in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I believe Gautaz, the sole member of the band, was originally from Norway, but relocated to Canada, I believe, sometime before the pandemic. They formed back in 2017 and released one demo, an EP, I believe one split, and a non-album single in 2019. 2020, they would release 2 more EPs, like 3 or 4 more splits, and their first 3 albums. The first of those albums being Ephemeral Existence, which is a really good raw black metal album. The second one being Lost in the Confines of Absolute Hatred, which is my favorite Panzerwar album. You also check that out. This is also really good raw black metal with like a dungeon synth instrumental track, and it's so good. In Search of a Lost Memory is my favorite Panzerwar song, and I might cover that for Dangerous Blood in the future, so stay tuned for that. And their third album, Ragnarok, which I believe is the first Panzerwar album where Gautaz doesn't have dungeon synth instrumentation on there. This one leans more on leans on the punk and thrash side of black metal, but isn't fully like blackened thrash metal or blackened punk. It just has those punk and thrash elements. 2021 saw the release of one more EP, 2 more splits, and their 4th album, Abhorrent Antediluvian Blessings, which until now was my second favorite, but now it's my third favorite. In 2022, they were really silent and everything. They haven't released anything since 2021, but then Gautaz went on the Panzerwar Instagram page, which doesn't exist anymore, and announced that he ended the project, which was really sad to hear. It upset a lot of people in the underground black metal community, myself included. My heart was broken because I really love Panzerwar and I was really looking forward to another album or EP from them. But yeah, it was very sad. Then November 2023 came and I noticed that Gautaz reformed Panzerwar with 2 new releases. I think he reformed it like few months before, but November was when I just started paying attention to it. He released a comeback demo titled Eonic Sleep, an EP called Echoes of the Undead, which is just a remaster of his side of the split they did with Algo called From the Caverns, Echoes of the Undead Call. The first 4 tracks of that are just the 4 tracks from that split, remastered, and has 3 bonus live tracks. Gautaz also formed a sludge, doom metal, and stoner metal band called More Sanctorum, and they have a demo out now called Moonlord. I have not heard that yet. I'm going to listen to More Sanctorum when I get the chance, but if y'all want to check it out there. Which then leads us to this album, Pale Whispers of a Writhing Moon. This is their first album in almost 3 years since the release of Abhorrent Antediluvian Blessings. And on this album, Gautaz goes back to his roots with that raw black metal with like dungeon synth instrumentation side that you would hear on albums like Ephemeral Existence and Lost in the Confines of Absolute Hatred. The album sits at 10 tracks and 42 minutes, which is normal for a Panzerwar record, the only exceptions being the first 2 albums. Ephemeral Existence was 9 tracks, and Lost in the Confines of Absolute Hatred was 11 tracks, or 10 tracks from that original Spotify upload, but the remaster added that bonus outro. I would say my favorite tracks on this album are Carnal Lycanthropic Lust, Haunting Memories of War, Solomon's Blood, Cold Steel, Split's Warm Skin, and Ritual Suffering. Those first 4 tracks are like straight up bangers, and Ritual Suffering is also one of my favorites. But overall, I would give this album a 9.5 out of 10. No, scratch that. I would give it a 9.6 out of 10. This right now is my second favorite Panzerwar record. It's Lost in the Confines of Absolute Hatred, Pale Whispers of a Writhing Moon, and Abhorrent Antediluvian Blessings. If you ask me like my top 3 Panzerwar albums, it's those 3 in that order. Also, be sure to get a physical copy. Tapes are being put out through Narbantage Production, and vinyls are available through Forbidden Keep Records. I will obviously be getting a vinyl soon. Don't know when, but soon. But yeah, y'all should check this album out. It is available on every single platform from Spotify, Bandcamp, I'm pretty sure Apple Music and whatnot. And like, go get a tape or vinyl. But yeah, that's the end of this review. Once again, really good album. Really good successor to the last album. See y'all next time for another album review.